thank you so much for being here. We're prepping for the Geodesic Dome building party, which includes a trade circle, as those who are volunteering and participating will be earning seeds for their effort and support. I'm actually, as a Permatours representative, the one who raised the 200,000 seeds cryptocurrency. I have offered to provide through that fund 420 seeds to everyone who participates. And then our host Artemis, who introduced me to seeds, is going to double that amount. So he's going to give everyone 840 seeds cryptocurrency.
We're building a wheelchair accessible geodesic dome greenhouse, and it's a kit that we'll be assembling with transparent triangular panels that all collectively create a dome shape. It's like a bubble, a half circle. And the function of it is for the client slash host to be able to grow plants and wheelchair into.
Scotty and Joy have worked on some instructions around how to put together a dome without a kit. So we'll be learning a little bit about geometry and I'm sure other things.
I would just add that this is, to me, this is an extension of these trips where we're learning skills, we're taking action, we're figuring out a model for how we can serve and learn. So I think that's the bigger context of Permatours in terms of what I see. And then I think in terms of seeds, it's an exploration of can this coin be a way of facilitating barter?
The reason for the Geodome build is it's a knowledge exchange, it's an information exchange, and it's the ability to start doing that process of carrying water and chopping firewood with the organizations and the communities around New England. This gives us the opportunity to show good faith in good effort, as well as giving people on both sides the opportunity to learn and develop and integrate new skills and skill sets.
I would say that the background for this, for me anyway, in terms of my involvement, started with plant spirit and really being guided by Mama Gaia. I was doing cannabis-friendly events, and then when the pandemic hit, I was really wanting to get involved in event production that educated around thriving outside of this current political and economic paradigm, which to me meant learning how to, in community, develop radically self-reliant skill sets, survival training, coming together to grow our own food, build our own shelter. And along the way, I and many others here have discovered or connected with homesteads and farms that are also feeling that intention and want to open up their space to education and hosting experiences that are holistic. So not only learning, but sharing our skills, sharing our gifts, and building this kind of new world together. And I would say that for a lot of us, education is the key. So we're documenting this. We got some of our educational efforts funded through this cryptocurrency seeds, which motivates regenerative behaviors and projects. So to be rich in this cryptocurrency is to be rich in doing regenerative projects that need the crypto to distribute it to those who are involved and supporting that vision, as well as to acquire resources and assets. So anyone can share products and services and put a price tag on them and say, these are worth X amount of seeds. Right now, the value of one seeds crypto is 9 cents, and it's been increasing about 12% every month for the past year. You have to request that someone from the network who has seeds or who participates in the ecosystem will buy your seeds for cash. So as the person who wrote the grant to get the seeds and requested to swap our seeds for cash, I detailed how we would use that cash. And it was primarily to fund the education. So the videographers, the editors, the content managers, et cetera. So we're still figuring out how exactly to utilize these seeds. And this Geodesic Dome build is a really exciting opportunity because the host is involved in seeds and has seeds to give. And I have seeds to give, and we're hosting a trade circle where We're going to actually sit down and people can share the products that they're willing to offer for payment in seeds or for partial payment in seeds. So for seeds and cash or just seeds, as well as services, whether or not those services can be provided then or provided later. Someone can share a voucher for a service that they can cash in later. So that's the hope, is that I think we learn how to build this dome because it's a shape that is prevalent in nature, and we're trying to get, you know, outside, I feel, some of these like less sustainable construction projects into these other kinds, and people will be earning seeds for their volunteerism and then able to redeem them.
One thing I wanted to know is what a trading circle might look like, just functionally.
I see it as getting some blankets together, sitting down, setting an intention. I really liked what you said, Ethan, about, you know, we're trying this thing out. We're experimenting. It's a game. You know, the current society we're in, the money system, that's a game. This is a new game. And it's, in my opinion, a really exciting, more sustainable, a healthier game to participate in, because it rewards people who are thinking about the big picture. And then after setting those intentions, just going around and each person getting a chance to share what they're willing to offer as a product or a service and what that would be worth in seeds. And then after hearing from everyone, kind of opening it up for people to like get up or to go where they're called based on what products or services they're interested in. I also am hoping that by the time we get to that circle, everyone has a passport or a Seeds wallet installed on their phones.
What should I have in my profile?
You can fill out your profile, as Galia mentioned, with your picture, information about yourself, how you're utilizing Seeds, who you are. And then you can also play the game to be able to eventually vote on proposals. So the way that Permatours got 200,000 seeds was I wrote up the vision and the milestones that we would hit. And based on hitting those milestones, we would get seeds accordingly. Those milestones were these volunteer projects. I successfully got votes from the community to give me these seeds to do this project. And if you're interested in also voting so that others with these kinds of projects can get the funding they need to do them, then you would have to play the game. So you start out as a visitor, and then you graduate to become a resident, and then you can graduate to become a citizen. So to become a resident, you need to plant 50 seeds, which means that you plant them for later when the cryptocurrency goes live. Right now, there's over 6,000 active global users. And once there's 1 million, then we'll go live and you'll be able to instantly trade or swap your seeds for cash or your crypto for cash or other cryptocurrencies. But until then, again, you have to go into the Seeds Discord channel, meet other people, and find people to buy your seeds, and probably tell them what you're gonna use that cash for. So in addition to planting the 50 seeds, which you'd then be able to utilize once we go live, you need to gain a reputation, which means you need to get vouched for. So that means that someone who's in the ecosystem that uses the tool, they simply click on the app. I think you go to the upper right-hand corner menu and you click community, and then you click vouch, and then you can type in the person's username and vouch for them. And that just means like this is a person using the system and they're great, reputation points. The next thing you need to do to become a resident is exchange. So you need to do 10 transactions. And then the last thing is you need to refer someone. And the way that you do that is you go into the app and then you click invite. And then the person you invite opens the app, downloads it, and boom, you've referred someone. To become a citizen after you're a resident, you need to plant 200 seeds. And then you need to gain more reputation, so have a ranking of 50. It's, I think, 1 to 100 is the reputation that you can have. So you need to at least have a reputation of 50, which is based on people vouching for you. And then you need to do 50 transactions to become a citizen. So you've already done 10 to become a resident, so you need to do 40 more transactions. I know it sounds a lot, but you can send 1 seed. And then you need to refer 2 people. And you need to refer one person that becomes a resident, meaning you invite someone and then they engage enough, get vouched, send enough transactions to become a resident. And you need to have had an account for at least 56 days. Once you've done that, then you can vote on proposals. Right now, there's almost 300 people in this global network that can actually vote on proposals. And I'm a citizen now, yay! So I can vote for things, which is pretty tight. I'm sure a lot of us share this feeling that like our current money system is based on greed. It's based on a finite amount of resources. It's based, and it motivates us to hoard. And it's like more for me, less for you. Whereas like with this cryptocurrency, you actually get the seeds if you're doing good works in the world. If you're really actively working on projects that help people. So like this global network, they're building orphanages with the seeds. They're using it with eco-villages. They're protecting sacred land and water. We're building geodesic domes and doing permaculture projects. So it's really up to you. Obviously, like, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Maybe crypto will poof. Maybe it'll become illegal. Maybe, who knows? But for now, it's really exciting. The people that I've met through the network, the projects I'm learning about, and we're all doing this good work. And I think we would be doing it even if seeds wasn't involved. So why not reward people who are doing this good work with these seeds that we receive because we just wrote about what we were going to do already?
I think it's an exploration of kind of rewarding the gift economy and challenging the way we're assigning values.
I love the idea of gift economy and sacred economics and giving in the spirit of giving. And that's seeds too. You can just give seeds because you love someone. And Kenny wrote in the chat that he would love to learn more about grant writing and how to get your own seeds grant. It's really just a couple of questions. For those of you who are curious, it's what's the name of your project or campaign, they're calling it. You're campaigning, you're writing a proposal, you're campaigning for people to vote for it, to deploy a certain number of seeds. How are you going to use the seeds? What milestones are you going to hit? And how many are you requesting? Very simple. My grant was about 5 or so pages long, pretty text heavy. It included the people that were going to be involved in this, the projects we were going to do, the places we were going to visit. Permatours has kind of taken on a life of its own. There's committees and people adding stuff, and like that's the hope, is that what we're doing can thrive beyond any one of us.
Like how often you do volunteer projects like this in this area? Where do you live, by the way?
I'm a nomad with Permatours right now. We've been doing a Permatours like once a weekend at this point. And like I said, it's really just taken on a life of its own. When there's someone within the community that feels called to host something or to share something, we have a host registration form, and there's typically a liaison that serves as the communicator between the host and the community of volunteers and the event features and educators. And then that person will follow up after that host registration form is filled out to create an event page and then a registration form for guests. And then once that's filled out, then we have a sense for who's coming and we provide extra details to those individuals accordingly. Like, we're hoping that this can happen without any one of us, like if anyone sees what we're doing and wants to do it themselves in California and Uganda, like go for it,